Satan doesn't have a birthday. I say that because a lot of people don't like Halloween, or like they're religious and they don't celebrate Halloween because they believe it's Satan's birthday. From what I know about the Bible, Satan doesn't have a birthday because he used to be the angel morning star, God's favorite child, and then he led this whole rebellion or something against God because he didn't like humans. And he was like the firstborn kid, and he was like, Dad, I want attention. You're giving all your attention to your toys. Give attention to me. And Dad was like, no, go to your room. And Satan's room just happens to be hot and or cold, depending on what you believe. I don't really know about religion. I'm going to stop talking about that because that's not what this video is about. But you may be wondering to yourself, Dylan, why are you making a Halloween video when it's after Halloween? I will tell you, it's because on Halloween, I went to a football game, and I did do trick-or-treating at the football game, and I got some candy. I was dressed as a pirate. No, you're not seeing my costume in this video. Maybe in a different one. But yeah, Halloween. The Celts were around like 2,000 years ago or something, and they went to Ireland and they like culturally invaded, something like that. I'm not really remembering right. I can't see my computer. Yes, I can, I just can't read it. Because I may be going nearsighted. I don't know. Anywho, Celts practiced Samhain. It's spelled like S-A-M-H-A or E-I-N. History.com says it's pronounced Samhain, so that's what we're gonna use. If I'm wrong, please correct me down below in a really nice way because I'm really fragile and sensitive and my feelings get hurt really easy. Anyways, they practiced Samhain. Romans came, they invaded, they took over. They were like, hey, we have this thing called Feralia, I think, and we have also a day that celebrates Pomona, our goddess of fruits and trees. So we're gonna mix that with your Samhain, and we're gonna get this new thing. And then the Pope, according to history.com, it was Pope Gregory III, but it also may have been a pope that started with a B, was like, hey, how about the day after your little Day of the Dead thing, whatever you're doing, we celebrate saints and honor them. That's a good idea. And so, in some cultures, that's All Saints Day is November 1st, or like, in like Hispanic, Latino, I don't know the correct word, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend. It's La Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Halloween, All Hallows Eve, was a day to celebrate the end of the harvest. The Celts originally practiced Samhain because they were like, oh my gosh, it's winter, we might die. There's this day where the ghouls are gonna come in and they could kill us, so we're gonna like dress up to look like them. So they would put on like animal skulls or animal skins, and they would look kind of like ghoulish and scary. And the Druids, their priests, high priests and priestesses, had this huge sacred bonfire, and all the hearths were extinguished, and everyone in the community would go and they would dance and sing and play around this great big bonfire, and they would burn their crops and give animal sacrifices, so that way they were trying to appease their gods, so that way they could be protected throughout the winter. And they would try to tell each other's fortunes and things, and it was believed that the Druids had a lot bigger divination energy, and so they would like tell futures about the winter, things that are going to happen and stuff like that. At the end of it, they would take fire from the sacred bonfire, and they would go and relight their hearths with that fire because they believed it would protect their home. And then, so that was like in in Ireland, in those places. It's really hot. I'm really sick. Oh my god. And then I came to America whenever the colonials came over, because it was celebrated in different groups. Different groups celebrated it differently as time went on, after the Romans invaded and things. But whenever the Irish came over after, in the second half of the 19th century, they really helped popularize it across all of America. In the beginning, it was only like celebrated in like Maryland and the southern colonies, but now it's popularized. Now people are having parties, and as time goes on, they're trying to take the gore and stuff out of it, and they're trying to make it better and safer for the kids. They're having parades and things like that. Also, the bobbing for apples thing probably came from the fact that apple is the symbol of Pomona, the Roman goddess. I don't know though. That's what History.com told me. And then there's a bunch more stuff. I'm going to link it down below so you guys can read it if you want. That is just the basic thing that I wanted to get out there because, yeah, Halloween is a day for remembering and commemorating those that have died in some cultures, or it's the day after. But it's also to it was originally to kind of protect against demons that may be coming into our world, because the gate between our world and their world is diminished on that day, because it's like the turn from harvest to winter, from growth to cold and dead. So yeah, not Satan's birthday, candy day now. Anyways, this is my last video that I'm supposed to be recording. I am gonna go down a thing of Dayquil and die. Bye.